We back. Literally, we back. We back. We back. Oh yeah, we back. We back. So baby, we black. We back. Oh yeah, we back. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. What the? Oh my God, what's that? This phone got a mind of its own, bro. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is time for another stream. Earlier today, I tried to do one stream, and then like my internet was going crazy, so I was gonna try to redo the same stream, but I said, "Nah, I'm straight. How about I just chop it up on some nursing tip?" Um, Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse the hat. Wait, before we further do a deep dive, my name is CJ Kyles, aka the High Value Nurse on this side of YouTube. This channel is dedicated primarily to nursing. I would say a good 85% of it, and the other 15% is dedicated to the things I do within my life and my podcast. So thank you for watching whenever you are watching this playback. And I think we're going to get into an important topic, a very, very important topic. I know I just got a text saying I should talk about the nurse march. I mean, I'll get there. I'll try to do something on it. Um, I'll try to do something on it before it happens. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is it's a good morning. Got off work, doing the show. Not gonna be a long show. Not gonna be a long broadcast at all. Um, let's get into it. Let's get right into it, boys and girls. Listen, people are quitting nursing. People are quitting. People are quitting. People are leaving. And the field and the demand is expected to grow exponentially over the next 5 to 10 years. Over the next 5 to 10 years. And, people are worried because there has been a talk of capping nurse pay and all that good stuff. But more specifically, travel nurse pay. So that got me thinking. And let me give a shout out to Nurse Sarah Gaines on Instagram. She is a six-figure travel nurse. If you have not heard of her, take yourself on over to her IG page. She teaches you how to get the bag as a travel nurse. She had a live last night giving all kinds of good game. And I was tuned in and I listened to what I could. But I believe she said she was gonna leave the playback up. And I'm gonna watch that. Let me just I don't know. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't leave it up. I don't know. I don't even know how to go back and watch somebody's live. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Gaines was talking about. Well, somebody actually asked a question in her chat, and they asked if staff nurses should get paid as much as travel nurses. And I thought that was a very, very, very good question because I sat there and I thought about it. Now, I haven't been a staff nurse in over a year. February 2021, like February 5th, 2021, was my last day as a as a staff nurse. And for a year, I did a contract. And now I'm taking on this per diem life. And speaking of per diem life, the shift was good last night. This is day 3. That was day 3 of 10. Day 4 of 10 is coming up, so your man's is finna knock that out. If they don't cancel me, and the DON likes me at this place, so I don't think they're gonna cancel me. They did schedule a lot of nurses tonight, so if they do cancel me, I'll just go pick up somewhere else. But I don't think they will. Ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, she made one of her followers asked the question, should staff nurses get paid just as much as travel nurses? And right off the rip, she said no. And after I heard what she said, and after it stuck out to me what she said, and I got a chance to digest why she said what she said, I thought about some things. Now, this is if we are in a state to where no nurses really want to be on staff, and I personally believe you will always have some that will stay on staff because of family. Some just don't like to travel. A lot are not cool with change like that. Some nurses have a really good repertoire with their patients, with the staff, with the management. I would say there are pros and cons to being a staff nurse, and maybe let me write that down because that's a video idea. The pros and cons of being the staff nurse. Yeah, I'm about to write that down because that is going to be the next video. Excuse me, I'm thinking on the fly. I'm being a staff nurse. Streets got to eat that YouTube content, you dig? But anyway, like I was saying, she automatically said no. And there are always going to be people that are going to be on staff. But again, with the travel nurses making the money that they're making, with a lot of the freedoms that nurses are starting to obtain, my question to the staff nurses, or to the facilities more so, how are they going to compete with the travel company if this trend keeps up? Because Ms. Gaines had pointed out she was making 6 figures before a pandemic. This pandemic has somewhat exposed travel nursing. It's been exposed, and now people are aware of the benefits that come from travel nursing. And I really, really, really would like to know how those facilities plan to compete and what they are going to do to encourage staff to stay on staff instead of just leaving and being a travel nurse. There are so many benefits to travel nursing. So many. I truly believe the positives greatly outweigh the negatives. And with that being said, how are they going to compete? Like, seriously, how are they going to compete? And Merce Jackson, shout out to you, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. What's been going on with you, player? How are they going to compete? And actually, Ms. Gaines broke that down. And I'm paraphrasing at this point. She stated that the bill that was presented about capping nurse pay wasn't about capping the nurse pay per se. The bill was about investigating the travel agencies getting a 60% profit off of the nurse's work, which by and large means the nurses are not getting their fair share, and the agencies are starting to jack the price up. Now, I'm paraphrasing, right? But I really think that I'm in the lines of what she said. Now, I will have to do more research on this. But if that is the case, I feel like nurses should get their fair share. 100%. And maybe an investigation needs to be had. Maybe so. I don't know. But how in the world are these staff places going to compete? Because now you have the baby boomers that are retiring. Millennials are not having children like they were, like people of the past. At least they're doing it at a slower birth rate. Not as many people are even enrolling for nursing school anymore. So the demand is there, right? So the demand is there. It's just going to be there. It's always going to be there, right? How are you going to compete with a millennial that's like me? How are you going to compete to gain that nurse that is ambitious, that wants to learn, that is willing to put in the work, that is trying to become the most valuable nurse that they can possibly become so they can write their own ticket? What are you going to do? Because what's going to happen, this is what I believe is going to happen. More nurses, this new younger generation of nurses, they're going to get hip for the most part. This is what I think. They're going to get hip. A lot of nurses are going to go into the hospital, get that year and a half of experience, and be up out of here. It only makes sense, right? To the new generation of nurse, especially to the people like me with no kids, who wants to learn, who's there to grind, and who wants to get better and become the best at what he does. How is me taking a staff position? How is that going to benefit me? What incentives are they going to give me to stay? What incentives are they going to give you to stay when you know you can make double your salary and see a new city at that? And shout out to Nurse Gaines. She was talking about how she worked 3 months on. I think she said she only worked, what'd she say, 6 months, 6 to 9 months out the year, still making 6 figures. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, what is the incentive? But back to the original question. Should staff nurses get paid what the travel nurses are getting paid? Now I'm going to try to see it from the staff nurse side. The staff nurse, I feel that they're thinking that I should be getting paid because I think in a lot of situations, not a lot, but I'll say some. In some situations, tension is being built because the travel nurse comes in, the staff nurse knows they're making more. The staff nurse knows they're making more. And I'm assuming that the staff nurse is like, well, I'm here day in and day out. I'm staffed here. Why am I not getting the same benefits that the travel nurse is getting? I deserve that, right? Right? Now I'm thinking this is what the staff nurse is thinking. I'm thinking this is what they're thinking. I don't know. Shout out to Rolling Thunder, who just finished his anatomy exam. I'm sure you did well. But then you got the travel nurse over here. And the travel nurse says that, well, I'm taking on this assignment. I could be canceled at any moment. I'm walking into some new shit almost every day. I'm getting floated at their leisure or at their play, whatever you want to call it. I'm the first one to get floated. I usually get the crappy assignments. And I could be sent home at any moment. Whereas if you are staff, they are obligated to give you whatever position you signed up for. If you're a full-time nurse, you're entitled to get your 36 to 40 hours a week. If you're a part-time nurse, less than that. But as a travel nurse who is on a contract, you risk getting cut at any time. Just like being a per diem nurse. They can cancel me at any time. But I haven't been canceled yet. But when these agencies send out the alerts, they could cancel you. They can definitely cancel you. Let's see. Shout out to Merce Jackson. He said, I didn't know that. Rolling Thunder say, finish the exam. Merce Jackson say, sky's the limit, run it up. What's up, Mystique? What's going on? I think there's a case to be made for both. Shout out to Nurse Viv in the building. Nurse Viv, I agree. There is a case to be made for both. Because being a staff nurse, somebody who's there regularly, is an asset to me. It's definitely an asset. Those nurses, especially if they're a good nurse, they start to build a rapport with their patients. If you have somebody that works a lot, they start to get to know their patients. They start to understand how their body works. They start to know the ins and the outs. They develop a stronger relationship with their patient. And to me, that is very valuable. It's very valuable. I mean, and even me just looking at it from a long-term care setting, right? I can only imagine what some of these patients feel like when every single day they're seeing a new nurse. I mean, that cannot be reassuring for a patient, seeing a different nurse every single day. Is this person going to know me? Is this person going to know the medications that I need? Is this person going to understand what I need? Is this person going to advocate for me? Is this person just here for a check? Is this person an asshole? Is this person crazy? Did this person have a bad day? Like, I'm imagining this is what's running through the patient's mind, especially somebody who's critically ill and they just seeing a bunch of different nurses they don't know. And I truly think being a staff nurse is an asset. But at the same time, what incentives are they having to stay? Let me see what Mystique said. Mystique said, yes, as a travel nurse, a staff nurse should be paid the same amount. Travel nurses are rarely canceled with my agency. Okay. Staff nurses are quitting to become travel nurses. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. He says, I agree. They need to treat those staff nurses like they are valuable. I agree. Or else the odds don't look great for staff nursing. I agree. Pennies on the dollar. Truthfully, I'm sorry, but I've been an LPN, ADN, and BSN 14 years in the game. This is a low self-esteem field. My instructors exhibited it. Nurses eating their young shows it. So nurses take whatever pay. That's another thing too. I see a lot of people try to tell other nurses don't take what they would consider low-paying contracts. You're messing it up for everybody else. But here's what I think. I'm thinking that if you are a person who came from nothing and was once broke, and now you are in a situation to where you can make $2,000 a week, hell, maybe even $1,500 a week, you go from making $11.99 an hour to $1,500 a week, in my mind, I'm thinking that person is thinking that this is a come up. I'm taking it. Especially if they're not used to having anything, bruh. If they're not used to having anything, that person like, this is a come up. What might be a low paying contract to you may not be a low paying contract to the next person. I'm just saying, and I think people need to consider that where they try to tell nurses, especially like these new nurses, like, don't take this. Now, I'm not saying you should take pennies on the dollar, but I do understand the mindset of somebody who may have come from nothing and was broke and was making $11 an hour to go and bringing home $600 every 2 weeks to be making $1,500 a week. I get it. Thank you. Shout out, right. Mystique says, I'm a professional job hopper. I feel you. I mean, I'm loyal to these pockets. Nurse Viv says, if you broke, it's a lick. That's a whole fact. That is a whole fact. If you broke, you making $700 every 2 weeks, and you go from that to making $1,700 every week. Come on, bro. like, let's get real. A lot of people gonna hop on that, and a lot of nurses come from being broke. I was broke. If you would have told me that I could, that I, as an LPN, I would have the potential to make $11,000 to $12,000 a month. Come on, man. What that look like to somebody who ain't never made that much money? What that look like? They gonna hop on the first thing that they see. That's a fact, Nurseville. Salute to you. If you broke, that's a lick for real. And I just be trying to think of both sides. I do understand, though, the nurses that say, y'all shouldn't be accepting these low paying contracts because it's making it bad for us. And I get that part. But I also get the part of somebody who's coming from absolutely nothing to making the $1,500 a month, which you may consider chump change. I mean, not a month, but a week, which you may consider chump change because you gotten used and accustomed to a certain style of living. But please believe me when I tell you, the person who ain't never had a dime, and after they put in that work, man, please, that's a come up. Mystique says, I've been offered 32 as a new grad in 2012 and in 2018, and I refuse. But guess what? You can refuse, negotiate if they want you. Absolutely. That's why I believe it's important to become the most valuable nurse you can be. That's why people are like, oh no, as a new grad, you shouldn't go to the ICU. You shouldn't do that, CJ. You start off in med. Bullshit. I want to go to the ICU. And I heard Nurse Gaines last night say that to optimize and get the most amount of out of your contract, you should be able to take care of the sickest patient. I want the sickest patient. I want to go to the ICU. I want to go to the ICU. Soon as I get that RN, put me in the ICU. I want to learn how to take care of the sickest patient because I'm going to be the valuable nurse that's needed. I want to go straight to the ICU. Put me in, coach. If I can get a good preceptor that's willing to teach, somebody that's willing to learn, I want to go to the ICU and write my own ticket. Let me see. Hospitals out here, staff nurses paying $25 for RN. That's crazy. Now that's ridiculous. Now somebody need to. I feel you on that one. That's crazy. This LPN's out here making way more than that as a contingent nurse. 25. And then I noticed that in Florida, Florida is like one of the most lowest paid states for RN. That is absolutely ridiculous. I would never be a staff nurse in Florida. That is insane. They like a lot of their staff nurses get like $23 an hour. I was like, what? That's crazy. Now I get that part of the game. Let me see. Mystique says I just moved to GA. I'm from Chicago. 25 was what I was paid as an LPN in 2011. Dang. But now y'all lowballing the contracts. Merce Jackson said exactly 25 for RN is a joke. That is a joke. I agree with that. I don't make $25 an hour. Like, that's wild as a joke. And I don't think I've ever made $25 an hour. I've always been like, even when I first started, my first offer was like $26.50. That's wild. Can't fault them if they got the work ethic. I agree. Well, as I am working as an RN, the control is in our hands. They need us, guys. Take advantage. That's what's up. Mystique says, bull S. Please go to the ICU. We can get in quicker now. Before, only white nurses as new grads got in quick. Really? You know what? I've heard that was a thing, that those positions were gate kept. I'm gonna have to revisit that. And GA low ball. Me neither. I move. Yeah. Florida tripping. I didn't even think $25 an hour exists. Men are paid more in the door. That might be another subject we need to explore. But should staff nurses be paid as much as the travel nurse? I can see the cases for both sides. And honestly, I really don't have a definitive yes or no answer. But, well, let me stop. I do lean more so on the side of I do more so lean towards the side of Nurse Gaines on that one, because you are walking into some different stuff every day. You have the ability to be canceled. All the things that come with travel nursing. Getting the worst assignments. I think definitely. Yeah, they should get paid more. Now when I think about it. They up and leaving their families and everything like that. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Nurses should be paid no less than 35 new grads across the board. I agree with that. That I agree with. This whole 23, 22 an hour for RN in Florida is ridiculous. But they say, you know what? You get nice weather. Take this $22 an hour. Hell no. I'm straight. You can do local. Yes, you can. That's what I did. I did local travel nursing, and it was nice. I did it for a year. It was definitely nice. So I dig that. That's barely 70K at 35 an hour. Yeah, it's insulting. I know, like I said, man, it's CNAs traveling making more than that. 3K a week, 2K a week. You dig? And shout out to the CNAs. Getting that bag. Get your bag. Get your money. I ain't no hater. Get it, because please believe me, if I was a CNA, I'll be taking it. I ain't no hater at all. Because y'all work. Like, for real. I told them my bills aren't going backwards, so my pay shouldn't. You tell them, Mystique, these vacations ain't getting no cheaper. I work for the OT. That's a whole fact. Shout out to Merce Jackson. That's a whole fact. That is a whole fact. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that kind of wraps up today's episode. I didn't want to be on here too long because I got to take a nap, get my hair cut. I'm tired of looking like scruff. So, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will holler at y'all. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Well, thank you. That is nice. Please hit that notification bell before y'all get up out of here. Please hit that like button. And before I go, while y'all here in the chat, what topics do y'all want to see me talk about? I need y'all help. What topics would y'all like to see me talk about? You're such a motivation. Thank you. Thank you. I'm being so nice this morning. If y'all can put that in the chat for me, please. Let me know. What topics do y'all want to see me talk about? Mystique says men and nurses pay. Okay, let me write this down. Men and nurses pay. Yeah, I need this content cracking. Let me write that down. Men and nurses pay. Give me some more. I'm gonna let y'all. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes. Give me some more. Different fields within nursing. Okay. I'm gonna put that question in my community tab too. Yeah, keep them coming. Why nurses should do traveling. Why nurses should traveling. Okay. Hold on. Somebody else said something. New grad salary negotiations. Okay. New grad salary negotiations. Let me see. What other question did you say? What other question did you say? Hold on. Let me see. What was the other question? I didn't see it. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh. Worst states for Black nurses. That's a real good one. I'm feeling that one. Racism in nursing. Okay. I'm about to type that one. Mystique, what was the other question? Can you type it again? Hey, listen, if y'all ever want to be easy RN jobs for white nurses and get ICU. Okay, I'm about to write that down. Easy RN jobs. White nurses in ICU. Listen, if y'all ever want to come on the show and y'all want to be a part of the panel, just shoot me an email because some of y'all, I'm gonna need y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to chop it up with me because I don't work in a lot of these some of these fields. So y'all come in, work in some of these particular areas. So I'll put my email in the chat. Go ahead and shoot me an email. Nurses in their relationships, married, dating, sneaky links. Ooh, that's a good one. Mystique, yeah, definitely shoot me an email and we can chop it up. I would love to get you on the show. Nurses and their relationships. Okay, that's a good one. Y'all giving me some hitters right now. I got weeks worth of content. There we go. Let me see. Nurse thoughts on the vaccine. Okay. There we go. All right. I got about long-term care versus hospitals. I'm gonna. I've never. Oh, you sure did. Okay, I'm gonna respond to your email. I think you sent me your. Yeah, you sent me your number too. Okay. Long-term care versus hospitals. Yeah, I need people that did both. I need. I need. Nurse Mariel to chop it up with me. You sure did. All right, cool. I got a lot of ideas, man. Y'all gave me a lot of ideas, so I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Peace.